So I recently started doing some live online Facebook parties, and I think you can do them on Instagram and you can do Google Chat, that type of thing, but I prefer to do it on Facebook because that's what I'm comfortable with. But I've had some amazing success, and I used to do like the week-long parties where you're kind of posting here and there, but I found that it was a lot of work on my end and not a whole lot of reward. But what I found with the live parties is that there's a lot more momentum that happens with the guests, that they're all on at the same time. It's a 1 hour. I do mine for an hour. I know some people do shorter than that, but there's momentum that happens, and I've had some amazing success with it. The most recent ones I've had, one was $402, one was $324, one was $375, and my top one was $525, which the average online party is about $300. So my averages keep going up, which is awesome. That another great thing about them that I really like, and it's just having a variety in, rather than doing all home parties, it's nice to be able to do some online parties. And it's about 2 hours of my time versus, when I do a home party, it's about 4 hours from the time that I leave my house to the time that I come back, and then I still have to enter orders in after that. So it's nice that even though the average is slightly lower than a home party, the amount of time that I'm spending is lower, and we're getting the word out to a lot more people because it's people across the country, Facebook friends of the hosts that are across the country as opposed to just here locally. So I really like them for that aspect of it, but then also what I like is you don't need as much lead time. For a home party, most hostesses like to have about 2 weeks lead time, a week at the least. But with Facebook parties, the one $400 party that I had about a 3 to 4 day lead time. So we just invited people, and it was an awesome experience. So I just kind of want to go into a little bit of how coaching hosts for a Facebook party is a little bit different than it is coaching for a home party. Obviously, you might be working with somebody that you've never met with before. The cool thing is I've gotten generally about 1 to 2 bookings from each online party that I've done, and so some of these people I've never met before, never even seen them before. So it's a little bit more of a challenge, but it's been a great way to spread and expand my business. And just before I get started on home or hostess coaching, I think it's important, as with any party, to stay positive, because I have had, I gave you some success stories of these great parties, but that $400 party, when it first started, it was not looking good. 2 minutes before the party was supposed to start at 8 o'clock, my hostess wasn't even on, so I was posting, we're getting ready to party, and she wasn't even on there, and the first guest didn't come on until about 5 minutes after, and so at the time I was like, oh my gosh, kind of freaking out, but I didn't want to freak out in front of my hostess, so I just sent her a note and said, hey, it looked like it's just us for right now, but we can chat with each other, and she's like, I don't know where everybody is, and then within a couple minutes people started showing up, and that ended up being $400. I had another one just this week that nobody ended up showing up, and the hostess felt horrible, and I said, it's okay, no worries, but she's ended up, she's shared it with her friends, and I think we're at about $226 in orders. So you just never know what's going to come, and her sister might want to sign on to be a CE. Who knows if it's going to happen, but you just never know, so don't prejudge the party even as it's going. So hostess coaching for an online party is a little bit different. What I like to do is I like to set up 3 things at once. So on my computer, I go into the back office and I start setting up the party with the address and everything like that. And just before I click to get the party number, I go over to Facebook and I have this message that I have to the hostess, and I have it all set up, and I just copy and paste it from Word, and then there are certain parts that I have highlighted in Word, and it tells me what things I need to change for the hostess, like what time, what day, and then their event number or their party number. So I have that ready. And then I also go in Facebook and then I set up the event. So I have the invitation verbiage, and then up top I upload a banner picture, and then I always have the first 2 to 3 posts, and I'll go into the next video of what I have, but I have that all set up before I even invite the hostess. So then I go back to the back office, I click and I get my party number. I add that party number to the Facebook event. Once it's in the event, I grab the URL from the top, and so that's the event invitation, essentially, and I stick that in the hostess the message to my hostess, so that she can send that, and I'll get into why I do that in a second. And then I just go ahead and click send to her, and then I invite her to the event. So it's all this, right in a row. She's not waiting 10 minutes to get invited to the event. But basically, what I do is I say in my message, you're all set up. In a bit, you're going to receive an invitation to join your event. Once you join, you'll automatically be a host, and I always set that up when I invite her. And then you can invite your friends. A few tips for your event. Number 1, this may seem weird, but initially only invite 15 to 30 people that you really want to come. Many times when your friends see that you've invited 200 people, they don't bother joining because they feel like the world has been invited. Focus on the people that you feel will enjoy it most. Number 2, after adding them to the event, send a quick personal message to each one saying something to the effect of, hey, would love to have you join me for an online party I'm having. The products are made by women working their way out of poverty. Check out the link and click join. Then join me on your computer next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Here's the link for the event. And then there's the Facebook event link. I don't want it to get too crazy, but feel free to invite a friend or two that you think might be interested. Bonus, there will be a prize giveaway. And just as an aside for that, I used to do prize giveaways at my home parties, but I found because I wanted people to be engaged. But I found other ways now that I can engage people. But with online parties, I always do a little giveaway. I bought a bunch of those little crosses, the crosses or the little coin purses, and I give that away. I don't tell anybody what it is in advance, but I just say there will be a prize giveaway at the end for every comment and question that is asked, and I'll talk about that in the next video too. But I think it's important to get that engagement, because if nobody's talking, then it's not going to be a great party. So the third bullet point is 2 to 3 days before your event, go ahead and invite the world if you want to, and make a post thanking others for inviting friends, as long as this is true. Number 4, the biggest indicator of success is you chiming in every once in a while. And then in parentheses, I have why you like a certain product, how it would look great with a white t-shirt, tag a friend that you think might like it. Don't feel like you have to comment on everything, but because authenticity trumps frequency. I don't want somebody just saying, oh, I love this, oh, I love this, oh, I love this. That you need to be authentic in the comments. And then it also helps, it's a big help if you respond to your friend's posts with a quick affirming comment of like, oh, me too, or that's so true, I love it. And then the 5th thing is to have fun. We're partnering with women to create hope, which is a wonderful thing. The more fun you have with your party, the more fun your friends will have too. And that helps create more positive change in our world. Thanks so much for doing this. Let me know if you have any questions. So I send that out, and you know, we're in touch. I'm in touch with the hostess every now and then, answering any questions. And then 2 to 3 days before the party, and I'll get into this in the next video, but I'm posting different things. On sales and specials, products, who we are, that type of thing. And then 2 to 3 days before the party, I send another email or message to the hostess just saying, hey, I'm so excited for your party. A few last minute tips for amazing results. First one, if you want, go ahead and invite the world the day of the party. At that point, if any extra people come, it's just a bonus. The second thing is, make a post about how we know each other anytime before the party starts. So sometimes hosts will do it right before the party starts, and sometimes they'll wait, or they'll do it a day in advance. This is an example from a host that I'd never met, and this was one of my better parties. And she said, ladies, I look forward to the party tomorrow night. Connie and I have never met in person, but we have talked on the phone, and we have gone through some training together. She has a beautiful servant's heart, and I know you will see that as we go through the party tomorrow night. Let her know if you have any questions about anything. She is happy to help. Simple. Obviously, we'd never met. Obviously, if it was a friend of mine, she would include something personal about our relationship. And then the next thing is, if you already own Trades of Hope products, take a quick snapshot of yourself with the item and post it, relating what you like about it. And it just adds that personal touch that if the hostess does it, if I can post as many pictures as I want, but if the hostess posts the picture and says why she likes it, people are going to be more likely to respond. The next thing is, engage your friends with questions and comments during the party. And this is the hostess coaching that is so important, of communicating with them. Say something like, I can totally see you wearing this, Sally, or didn't you travel to Haiti, Beth, or Mary, would your daughter like this? Different things like that. And then this is a perfect example I had in a party. If I were to ask the question, like somebody purchases something or likes something, actually, back up for just a second. What I've started doing is I always have the back office open during the parties, and I will, if somebody places an order during the party, I will put a picture of their item and say, thank you so much for your order. And one time I said, you know, is this a purchase for you, or is it for a gift for somebody? And the person just said gift. Whereas I had a host ask, is this for you or is this a gift? And the person wrote this big long paragraph about how it was for her aunt's, you know, whatever, all sorts of details. So it made for a better discussion than if I asked. So if you can get your host to ask the questions, it's much better. And then the last thing is, again, have fun. The party and the post will fly by. I do my best to keep up with the comments and questions, but if it gets really busy and you see a question that I haven't answered, please tag me in the thread so I'm sure to see it. Thanks again for hosting. So in a nutshell, that is hostess coaching. It's just important to have that open dialogue with your host. So just be sure to tune in for my next video. I'm going to have it up, and you can see exactly what my posts are. I have about 20 posts that I have to go through for a hostess party, or for a party, an online Facebook party, and I hope it's helpful for you.